6.4, proving quadrilaterals or parallelograms. So we've been saying if it is a parallelogram, all these things apply, right? Mm-hmm. So now we're going to start with quadrilateral, which is how many sides? 4. And then we're going to have to show that is a parallelogram. So we have to find the characteristics in it. That's all we're doing. We're just going backwards. Oops. Okay, so parallelograms, properties that we need to remember. That they have two sets of parallel sides. So AB is parallel to CD. And BC is parallel to AD. Okay, so we've talked about that. We talked about it for 2 days, right? Okay, the diagonals bisect each other. So since they bisect each other, we know that we have, well, let me talk about these. We have parallel lines, yes? Okay, so if these are parallel lines, we have transversals, correct? And this angle would be the same as that angle, wouldn't it? Because you have the alternate interior angles theorem. And then this angle would be congruent to this angle because you would have congruent triangles. You would have an angle, angle, side, angle. Okay, so we know all that. We also know that angle A and angle B and angle A and angle D. Oh, okay. And angle B and angle C and angle C and angle D so I paired them, right? Mm-hmm. So these, and these, if it is a parallelogram, are what? Supplementary. So they're supplementary. So they equal 180 because they are same side interior angles because of our transversals. So this is all the stuff we know and that we're going to use. Are you caught up, Tony? Good. Okay. So, can you conclude that, and I don't know why it says ABC, it should just say, can you conclude that these are parallelograms and why? So, looking at DEFG, can we conclude, and you have to have at least two things to let you know that this is a parallelogram. Well, first thing I notice is what is 153 plus 27?
180.
And 153 plus 27 is?
180.
So is it a parallelogram?
Yes.
Yes. So parallelogram. Because angle G plus angle F equal 180 and angle E plus angle F equals 180.
So you have to have two reasonings.
Yep. You can't just, I mean, they can be like, they're two the same, but yes, they're two different, two reasons. Okay, the next one. Well, what do you think? What do I know about opposite sides of a parallelogram? What should they be?
Parallel.
Well, they
Other
should be
equals
parallel, but
congruent.
there should be congruent, right?
Yes.
What's opposite AD,
BC.
BC? Are they congruent?
No,
How do you know?
because the lines.
One has two, one has one.
Yeah.
The shape is actually a kite, correct? So it is not a parallelogram.
You have to have a reasoning.
No. Because if it's not, it's not.
Okay.
Now, if it asks you like what needs to be true, then you can answer it. But what do you think this one? LMNO. Noah, what do you think? Parallelogram? No? Why? Well, when we're talking angles, the only thing we know is opposite angles are congruent, right? And consecutive or adjacent angles are what? What do they have to be? I wonder where you could find that information.
Can you say it?
Hmm?
Can I say it?
No, it's looking. No, it's on the top of the page. Consecutive angles are what? You have angle A and angle B, angle A and D, B and C. What? No.
Supplementary.
Supplementary. Okay.
That's equal to 180.
Okay. So, are opposite angles congruent? No. Are consecutive angles supplementary?
No.
What about these two?
Okay, yeah, but you.
Yeah, but
The other.
But what about what?
I mean,
The
in
other
our.
two.
The other two. So is this a parallelogram?
No.
No. So if you only have angles, you need to look at the angle information. If you only have sides, you need to look at what? The side information. So it's not a parallelogram. Say something. You got it. Okay, next one.
Yes.
Why?
Because the angles equal 180.
Okay, so yes, because angle E plus angle F equals 180. And EH
Parallel.
is congruent. We don't know they're parallel.
I was
To-
thinking one things.
FG. Obviously, if they're parallel, they'd be parallel, right? Okay, what about X, Y, Z, W?
I'm ready.
Okay, well, we know that the diagonals bisect each other, yes? And XZ is bisected. How do I know that? How do I know that XZ is bisected? The lines, right? So each side of the lines. But do I know WY is bisected? No. So this one just doesn't give me enough information, right? So it's not. And I have a problem with writing not a parallelogram because could it be a parallelogram? Yeah, it could be, but did they give me enough information? No. Do we know definite that this one is not? Yeah, because all the information we need is there and it is not, correct? What about this one? Do we definitely know this one's not?
Yes.
Yes. But this one down here, we just if we have that is a parallelogram. Yeah. Now, Amber said it's a kite. Well, it is a kite because it's bisected, but we don't know for sure if it's kite because if it's a kite, this would have to be true. And do they tell me that?
No.
No. But it's again, we don't have enough information, do we? Okay, what about the last one?
I feel like no because it didn't say B and D were congruent.
Yeah, it tells me A and C are congruent. I need that, don't I?
Yeah.
But do I have enough information to have both?
No. No.
Nope. So it's, again, it's not because it's not enough. How about we just put not enough information? Can we put that?
I mean, it's
Because you're not telling me it is, right? So if you said no, I guess that isn't wrong, but you don't definitely know it's not. It just didn't give you enough information, right? So that's part of it you'll do today. The next part is you're going to say what needs to happen. Remember doing those when we did the triangle congruencies? Like you said, oh, I need another angle or another side. So it's kind of the same thing. So on the first one, PQRS, are we talking about sides or angles?
angles.
Angles, because those are inside, right? So we need to think about, what do we know about angles of a parallelogram?
They equal. Well, like the sides equal 180. And
Okay,
yeah.
so the consecutive ones or adjacent, they equal 180, they're supplementary. Okay, what do I know about the opposite ones?
They're congruent.
They're congruent. Okay, so those are the two things I need to do. So can I group the consecutive angles on this? What's wrong with like P and Q in your brain? Anything?
Oh, they have different variables.
They have different variables, don't they? Okay. Now we're going to do this one way, and then I'm going to show you the way like Math Excel would show you, and you don't have to write it down. You just have to watch, okay? So P and Q have X and Y, so I can do them, but I would have to do it one way. What do I know about Q and S? What do I know about those
They
two
have the
angles?
same variable.
They're the same variable, but what do I know about just Q and S in general?
Congruent.
They should be congruent if this is a parallelogram, correct?
Mhm.
So couldn't I just set those equal to each other? So I can have 5y minus 10 equals what?
3y plus 50.
3y plus 50? Okay. And then I have 2x minus 10 equals what? X plus 15. So you solve those both. You solve them and I'll solve them. Josh, you're spacing. I know I didn't show steps. Do I need to show any steps for anybody? Probably should have. I'm sorry. Is that enough? Did you get 25 for X and 30 for Y?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So now I'm going to show you another method. You do not need to write this down. Just please watch. Okay? So I know that consecutive angles equal 180. Yes? So I know that 5y minus 10 plus x plus 15 equals 180. Correct? And I know that 2x minus 10 plus 3y plus 50 equals what?
180.
180. So this would be 40, and so subtract 40. And this would be 2x plus 3y equals 140. And this would be 5, so minus 5. And this would be x plus 5y equals 175. Yes? So what I could do, since I have x and y in both, could I solve this for x by saying that x equaled 175 minus 5y?
Yes.
Could do that? So now if I say x equals this, can I plug that in for this x?
Yes.
So I have 2 times 175 minus 5y plus 3y equals 140. Then I have to do what with this 2? Distribute. So that's 0, 5, 350 minus 10y plus 3y equals 140. So I could combine these two and subtract 350. So I get negative 7y equals negative 210. Divide by negative 7, and y equals what?
30.
30. Did we find y was 30?
Yep.
Yep. And after I have that y, can I plug it in here? Oops. Can I plug it in right there?
Mm-hmm.
So I have x equals 175 minus 5 times 30. So 175 minus 150 equals 25. Is that what we found x was?
Yep.
Yes. Now, in Algebra 1, you guys did solving systems, which this and this would be a system of equations. You did graphing, substitution, elimination. We just did substitution, okay? I am not expecting you to do substitution. Did we do it without substitution? Yes. But in Math Excel yesterday, one of the problems, if you looked how they did it, it was with substitution. Okay? So I wanted to show you that that method does work. And right now, I'm not stressing it. We will work more on that in Algebra 2 next year. Deal? Okay.
Sure.
Everyone awake?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Amber, you awake?
Yeah.
Okay. So next one, are we dealing with sides or angles?
Angle.
Angles. So what do we know about angles? They're 180 if they're consecutive, but we have a problem with consecutive angles. What is it?
They have different variables.
They're different variables. So what should I do?
Do the congruent.
Do exactly what you just did, right?
Yeah.
Do your opposite angles are congruent. Okay, did you guys get 7 and 36?
Yeah.
Okay, so how can I check and see if I'm right?
Plug them back in.
I can plug them back in, right? So 7 times 5 is 35.
Yep.
So this one down here better be 145, right? So 4 times 36, so that'd be 144. Plus 1 is what? 145. Okay, what am I talking about next? Not angles, not sides,
Bisect.
the
Whatever it's called.
diagonals, right? What do I know about the diagonals?
That they
Amber. What do I know about them?
bisected.
They bisect each other, right?
Yeah.
So I know that 2q plus 3 equals what?
3q plus 1.
3q plus 1. And I know that 7p plus 1 equals
5p plus 3.
5p plus 3. You guys get Q is 2 and P is 1?
Yeah, I'm not done.
Okay.
Come on, Miss May.
I'm sorry. Now, I'm giving you time. I'm just talking about other things. On all these, I found X and Y, A and B, Q and P. Yes? What if I ask you what BD is?
You add the,
You,
wait,
um,
plug P in.
You plug P in and then add them together, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to have some problems where you're going to have to find X and then plug it in and answer the problem. So sometimes just finding the variable isn't the answer to the problem. So make sure you're reading it and completing what it asks for. If it's asking for just the variable, then just answer that. But if it's asking for the side or the angle, you need to finish it up. Okay?
What is it asking for there?
It's just asking for the variables.
Okay.
Yep. Now, are we good, Sarah?
Yeah.
Everyone else? Okay. What are the values of each that are missing still? That's still what we're asking. We had 5 of those. So, are we talking about angles, diagonals, or sides now?
Sides.
Sides. What do we know about opposite sides?
They're congruent.
They're congruent. So, what do you need to do? Set them equal to each other. Once you finish one, go to the next. Set the opposite sides equal to each other. Oh, I did not write that problem right. 'Cause I was going to get 0. It could be 0. Can R be 0?
No.
Why not? It's not a side. Like if it was 0, I'd still get 7, wouldn't I? So it could be 0. Could R be negative? Yes. But can a side be 0
No.
or a side be negative?
No.
No. If you finish those 2, go on. Is everyone getting 2 and 7, 14 and 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, we got one more. Make sure you get 2 and 7 on it. And then you can go on. Your assignment's on the board. Really quick assignment today. Sarah and Amber, are you guys good? Are you good? Sarah, you good?
No.
No, are you good? Are you getting the right? Yes, you're good though.
I'm not done with the problem.
But you're good.
Yes.
Okay.